Alright, here we go. Hey everyone, JSD Cool here, and welcome back to another episode of Coolcraft Season 2. Now, it's been a while since the previous episode, and that is due to a variety of factors. The first of which is the fact that Scrap Mechanic Survival Mode just kind of came out after, like, the last video, and so I was like, okay, now I'm gonna go play this for a while and just completely forget about everything else. Which, you know, that happened. The second reason why I have been doing stuff is because the Ethernet port on the server motherboard, which is a motherboard we bought in January, mind you, just decided, nah, screw this, I'm on strike now, and it just completely decides to not work sometimes, and then start working 3 minutes later, and then once I connect to the server 2 minutes after that, it decides I'm on strike again, and just stops working. Which is really weird, because this motherboard was bought in January. The Ethernet cable and just everything connected to it has not really been touched much since then. And yet, it just randomly, out of the blue, when it's like not being touched, decides, nah, I don't think so, I'm not gonna work, screw you. So, yeah, that kind of prohibited me from even doing stuff on the server for a while, and we even just turned the server off, because what's the point of having the computer using electricity if it's not gonna be able to even work in the first place? So that was the second reason why I haven't made a video from Coolcraft in a while. Now the third reason is just simply because of this really weird lazy cycle that I fall into whenever I have too much free time on my hands. I'm like, oh, I can do that, I can do this later, I have way too much time on my hands. And then I don't end up doing it, and then I just, by the end of that free time, I'm like, oh crap, I have not done this, and it just comes this lazy, like, oh, I can't be bothered to do this. This even sometimes happens when I have a video that I can upload. I'm like, I'll do that later. And yeah, it's never good. Anyhow, yes, let's continue. Now, if you remember last episode, I made this ideas board towards the end of the episode, and it's filled with some pretty interesting things, like making a wood shop or some big, needlessly complicated redstone contraption. And I've actually done some of these things, in between episodes and in the last episode and stuff, but it's some of the stuff down here that I actually kind of want to do, because, yeah, this is kind of coming closer to the end of the season. Like, it's about 2 months or so out now, and I kind of want to get my base finished before any of these other things. Yeah, besides maybe, I don't know, digging a tunnel to China or something like that. So, specifically, I want to, make the base bigger, and so, yeah, we're gonna continue doing that. Now, the thing from the ideas board that I thought I would want to go and create is going to be the museum, because I don't know, why not? It's gonna be a big old building that takes up like a lot of space and is just really cool. It's gonna have some exhibits showing some of the events of this season, some of the events of last season, maybe some completely unrelated things, like, I don't know, the first cavemen to ever exist. Who knows? I mean, it could have a lot of things in it, but in the very center, or not really center, but a little bit back from the center, there's going to be a gigantic vault full of shiny rocks, which is, of course, the most important thing of any museum, the archaeological rare finds that are very valuable. And it's going to be special because it's not just going to be static shiny rocks, it's going to be shiny rocks that can be hidden away when, you know, we don't want the crooks just coming and stealing all of our riches. So yeah, that's a thing. And speaking of said thing, I have made the hole in the ground here where we are going to be placing said vault inside of the gigantic museum. Now, this is a really big footprint for what is essentially a diamond storage location. But yeah, it's even taller than it is big on just the ground here. So yeah, yeah, let's build this thing up. And the gigantic vault has been created in a nice time lapse that crashed once upon trying to render it. So before I go and activate this thing to show you what its primary function is, let's go actually fill it up with stuff. So this bed of observers here is where we're going to have to place stuff, and I'm just going to take all my diamonds apart from this 30 right here. I'm going to craft it all down into blocks. Okay, wow, I actually have 56 blocks. I might actually be able to do some serious stuff here. So yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of yellow X's here, which we will sort out and make so that it's not going to cause issues when mobs. Oh, look, red. That's not good. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the maximum height that we can make these diamonds go to. Because otherwise it'll just kill everything. I've tested this, guys. Trust me. Alright, so actually let's go remove this block here, replace it with like a sea lantern there. Nah, not there. Place this here. Yeah, I did not actually realize that I had this many diamonds. Okay, we can just place a couple sea lanterns around here where necessary. Let's go place one in this corner too. So that would be my whole stash of diamonds there, and I also wanted to add some golden blocks, but I didn't realize I had this many actual diamonds. I actually technically have more, I'm just not going to put them in there. I would put beacons in this stack, but beacons can't be moved by pistons, which is an issue because, oh, watch this. So, we press this button. The server is lagging? What the heck? Why is the server lagging so bad? I did this on the creative server, which is literally on the same machine, and this didn't happen. I might need to restart the server then, because I didn't realize that this would take so much processing power. Look at this. 4 TPS? I mean, this is kind of cool, though. You can just kind of see what it's doing here. Yeah, now you can see why this whole thing is so tall. Because it needs to be able to fit all those huge stack of diamonds right down here. And hopefully I built this all correctly and it doesn't break or anything. I don't think it should, but if it does, then screwed. Okay, and then it stops here. And brings that back up. TPS is slowly going back up. But geez. Yeah, apparently this thing is super laggy on an actual survival world, and I mean, this might have something to do with the number of entities that are in the area, because I have that infinity coaster, which I probably should just dismantle and move somewhere else that, yeah, that doesn't have such a big reliance on moving blocks. But yeah, I'll have to restart the server and see if this helps. That helps. But yeah, this is a long clip because this is taking forever. But yeah, you can see that it will completely hide away the stack of diamonds here. This should have already finished, by the way, because the server's freaking laggy. Okay, and there it's done. Yep, see, right back onto a normal level there once there's nothing moving. So yeah, apparently there's massive issues. I don't understand. It's only at like 11 MSPT right now. But yeah, it completely moved the diamonds, and I don't know how much the creative server struggled when I did this, but the creative server wasn't having problems, so it might just be with the number of entities it's having to calculate, so means I should kill the infinity coaster, essentially. But yeah, so if we go down here now, we can see that the reason why I had to limit that to about 10 blocks here is otherwise this would cause issues here, but yeah, so now all the diamonds are down there. This room is completely empty, and now we can try lagging out the server again by bringing this up. I think I will time-lapse this into existence because this thing is about to die again. That's not good. That did not retract. Oh no, now I'm gonna have to do a whole lot of other stuff. Ugh. Alright everyone, so after a server restart and a bit of debugging, rebuilding, and then adding a little bit of an extra safety measure in back here. So, okay, part of the reason, or part of the problem here was this observer was just getting stuck in the extended position. It was not being retracted for some reason, so I added this piston in here that will push it backwards. And so it works now. So if we go around to the front, and I guess, time-lapse this whole thing happening, as it's gonna happen much quicker, but you know. You can just time-lapse this. Alright, so, okay, that has now been successfully up and down. It takes a little while on the track to place a redstone lamp up there. Let's see, hold up. Redstone lamp is a sea lantern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, that is the maximum height there. I don't think the actual height of this pile had actually anything to do with the issue that we faced just a little while ago, but you know, it's a little bit of, here's a little bit of gold to kind of accent the diamonds here. Anyhow, yeah, now it's actually time to get a bit of museum going here. Ooh, museum. Well, so the plan for the inside of this building is mostly like, we have the gigantic thing in the back, which is going to be the kind of like the vault area, so what we have built already, but then we also have a couple extra wings out to the side, and maybe a central area, and maybe like a second floor, and maybe like, I don't know, the middle-ish area. And the way that this is going to work is that we're going to have some different things. Like, we're probably going to have some different mementos and things from the season, like first, like, killed the Ender Dragon, episode, I think it was 2, the first base part was made in episode 3, new season happened, then other random things that happened throughout the season, say mob farm in episode 10, although it might have been episode 9, not too sure about that. And we could also have another thing that's like the fake history, like we could make like some fake skeletons out of bone blocks, like a rib cage or something like that. We could do some other things there, and we could also do a section which is like history of the season 1, which is like how the Golden Creeper said he was going to make a museum but never did. I mean, this is kind of like in essence that, but much better, and will actually exist this time compared to the Golden Creeper's decision to non-exist his museum, which, I mean, it would have been interesting to see, but I guess he never got around to it. He also has not played this season much, so, yeah. Also, he did kind of break out of that birthday surprise thing that we did. He came online, busted out of it, and then logged off, essentially, is what happened. He ate a slice of cake, and then that's about it. But yeah, well, let's get right back into the actual development of this museum right about now. Alright everyone, so I have created the entranceway to the museum, and as you can see, there's a giant skeleton of something up here. I'm not too sure what this is. It's some sort of animal. May have had a concussion or several in the face. Somehow he has glowing teeth. Only has 2 limbs that are in the back, so it was a very productive animal, and yeah. It's big, gigantic, made out of bones, and you can see it in the window here. And through about 5 other sheets of glass. Whatever, it's visible, and that was kind of the point of this window, so you can see something like this here above the entranceway. Anyhow, I can't remember if I said this, but yeah, I fixed the issue with the vault in here as well. Anyhow, yeah, let's go get more of this museum built. Alright everyone, I have made some progress on the interior of the museum. Now, I haven't done anything on the second floor here yet, because, I haven't been able to think of anything there. But I have filled out the 2 side wings here, so over here we essentially just have some of the different things that have happened throughout this season in certain episodes. So, we got the dragon egg here, which this is a replica of. We got this in episode 2. The actual original dragon egg, I believe, actually, I'm not actually now that I'm thinking about it, I don't actually know if this is the original or this is the copy of the egg that the dragon dropped at the time. Because I know the Golden Creeper also has it. Yeah, it's either the Golden Creeper or Jaredy Cole, I think, both have a dragon egg that we got from the first dragon fight. And this is almost certainly from a different dragon fight, that or I just also got this as well as the Golden Creeper getting a dragon egg. But I know he also has one, so interesting. But then this is like representing the first beacon that I got. And of course, this is a replica because it's still down below my base in the center there. And this was, of course, done during episode 7. There's a super smelter array which we made in episode 10. We have the mob farm that we made in episode 9 here. Then we got the Nether Fortress farm we made in episode 17. My big old storage system that was made in episode 5. And of course, can't you tell, this is my base, which is episode 3 and episode 7 for the bottom and the top. Of course. Now, if we go on over to the other side here, we have this, which I have set as Person Origins. And the way this one is meant to be seen as it's going around kind of clockwise here. So you start here. This is the first person to not live in a cave. See, he's coming out of this nice little cave here. We have first person to discover fire. Then we have the first person to get set on fire. First person to die from fire. First person to farm lots. So you can see he has a whole bunch of hay here and stuff. And it's got the first person to be extremely rich, probably from all the farming. And then we have the first person to be robbed blind by thieves. Should be. And he's just here, no longer got his big old pile of gold. And then we have the first person to get their head stuck on a pike, because, you know, of course their head's stuck on a pike. And then, of course, you already know this, but it's been a few hours for me, so we have the 4x4 piston door here in the center with the which has, of course, the vault. And so far we just go back here and press this button manually in order to open this thing up and you know, get the whole diamonds and everything to be pushed out of here like so. But yeah, now what I want to go work on is I want to go work on a system where I don't have to break a block to access the spot, and I can just drop an item on the ground and it'll open this door here, and another item on the ground and it'll activate this thing to hide or show all the diamonds without just letting anybody come in here and, of course, activate this for themselves. So yeah, I'll get working on that. Alright, so I added in the system for the professional opening of the door and triggering of the vault. So I have a couple books here which act as a key, and I simply throw them right on top of this redstone torch here, and then that one, for instance, opens the door. And then if I throw in this one here and wait for it to come back quickly, we can come in here and see that it is once again opening the vault. Man, this thing is so cool. And you know, you can just like never get enough of this like really cool creation here. Now, I probably should say this design or this idea kind of was originally created or made by Mumbo Jumbo, but he never released a world download, so I had to make it myself, and so I may have seen stuff from his videos, but I totally did the rest myself. And I am now totally angry about this. Oh, I think there was an extra observer here. It's kind of weird. Must have... I don't know. Stuff's really scary. Okay, so now I have to rebuild like half of this. Alright, I got it. I'll go do that. Well, let me just show you that the door then can be closed up again. So if I just throw that there, door closes up. Come on. And door can be opened right back up again. Alright. Okay, gonna like fix the vault for like the 8th time. Alright guys, so I fixed the issue, hopefully, and yeah, this whole system is working, and this museum is pretty great. Got nice skeleton thing here, story of person over here, and obviously some of the history of this season over here with a few different things. I haven't thought of anything for the second floor, but that's most likely just gonna be the gift shop. Okay. But yeah, why am I lagging? Okay. Besides that, I'm gonna have to say that's gonna be it for this episode. So if you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe. Check out the Discord linked in the description. Also, if you want to have a chance at joining Coolcraft, fill out the form that's also linked in the description. But besides that, I will see you all in the next episode of Coolcraft Season 2. Bye.